I want to believe that molehill was a big deal, but I think it's just kind of a small one.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't know bees were a thing. It's got combat music.
Oh yeah, speaking of solid states, I bought a solid state forever ago, but never installed it because I'm worried about messing up the internal, like, what's it called? Structure, I guess, of the motherboard, the integrity of the motherboard.
You just don't want to mess something up.
Yeah, exactly. So I was wondering, how easy is it to do? Like, am I overthinking things? Am I worrying too much about it?
Hard drives and solid-state drives are some of the easiest things you can install on the computer, thankfully. There's pretty much no risk of actually breaking something. It's as simple as plugging it in. There's the plug for the power, and then the plug on the SATA port of your motherboard, which any disk drive or hard drive plugs into. You'll have 4 to 6 of those SATA ports. You just plug it into one, type on Windows, like, format, and then you just format the drive. It's super, super easy if you just look up, like, a 2-minute tutorial on YouTube. Also, hi, everybody. I guess that's the intro now, just because casual episode. We're riding around town and visiting new places. If anybody wants to go install a solid state, it's really easy.
So would you recommend using an SSD for your main processing, or would you recommend it as a storage thing? Like, do I have to put everything from Windows on my old hard drive over to the SSD in order for it to make my computer run faster?
It will make anything on it run faster if the bottleneck is the hard drive, which often it is. Hard drives are slow. It's based on a physical disk that actually has to spin. And so a solid state is entirely electronic, and thus there's nothing physical slowing it down. The best thing you can have on your solid state is your operating system, because then it means every single time it has to do any little thing in the background, from changing a folder to moving something or whatever, it's gonna be way, way faster. Your boot time will be way faster. Having games on a solid state is also awesome. It makes load times pretty much instant. I just started.
Appears to be closed. Let's come back during business hours.
Hold on, when does this open? Sorry, we never had a really clean intro for this, but I just kind of want to ride around town and visit the businesses. Owl's Nest, which I don't know what it is closed right now. It's 9/11 on Tuesday, okay?
Never forget.
Never forget. 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. 6 p.m. Okay, so it's Owl's Nest because it's an overnight thing, and we're 9 in the morning. Okay, well, let's go hit up this park. I just want to visit the map. Right, so I recommend games on an SSD. That's great. I've got an SSD just for games. SSD can be great for storage, just because an SSD doesn't literally never die. They do die, eventually. However, there's no physical limitation on how long it'll last because there's no moving component that, like, breaks down with time. However, eventually, just through the electricity going through it, eventually it'll die. The weird thing about an SSD is it technically has a limit to how many times it can write data to it. Back in the olden days, that used to mean, like, don't defragment an SSD, for instance. There's no point, it's not gonna speed it up, and it's just gonna burn through its lifespan. As for recording directly to it, people used to say don't do that, but nowadays, you can do that. Your SSD will still last like 3+ years. Pretty much an SSD is better than a hard drive at everything that I can think of as like a show producer. Waypoint reached. Wait, do we have waypoints now?
I think you reached the waypoint that you put down yourself. So you're at the park now.
I thought it was calling the balloon thing a waypoint. Okay. Well, the park doesn't look eventful. I want to know what that is, but I will check out... Okay, this park really doesn't look eventful, does it? I'll ride around a little. More learning about SSDs with the MDB crew. Right, honestly, it's kind of just better for everything nowadays. The main thing that would keep people from getting SSDs back in the day is that they're much more expensive per, like, gigabyte, or I guess in modern day you'd say per terabyte. They're a lot more expensive per terabyte than hard drives, but Nowadays, it's really not as expensive as it used to be. I mean, like, maybe right at this moment, it wouldn't surprise me if they're expensive because COVID has a lot of industries and a lot of factories shut down. Dogs! Hold on.
Shoot them with rubber bullets.
Ah!
Because this is a good idea.
Our combat stance is a little off. It looks kind of
That's
uncomfortable.
A word for it, yeah.
It's we're kind of like hunched over awkwardly and get over here. Get over here. Yeah. Oh,
Headshot.
It's like squishy noises. Ah. Yeah. This is our first time actually shooting something, isn't it?
Yeah. Outside of that fake crocodile or alligator in the storage.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot there's like items around that I should be using this every once in a while to check for. So mark them on my map. God, that's useful. I really want to kill a dog, you know?
Every once in a while, you just want to kill a dog.
Yeah. Who hasn't been there? There we go. Yeah, tranking dogs and skinning them of their fur.
All right.
Wait, I thought this was a tranquilizer. I thought this is non-lethal. How'd I get its
Hey,
fur?
look, a white dog.
Is it
Over
like
in the corner there?
Is that like a rare spawn? Ah, get away from me!
Probably is. You'll probably get bonus money for it.
Dog fur. Oh. Okay, well let's keep it reloaded, you know? Oh, did it not fully reload? It did fully reload, okay. Rare kill bonus. A few dollars. Dog tail. Okay, we are definitely killing the dogs then. I'm gonna blame the red seeds for why there's so many feral dogs.
Why do some of these have more health than they should? Wow.
Yeah.
You just ripped the skull out of that one.
Yeah, okay. These are not tranquilizer rounds. I no longer believe in any way that these are tranquilizer rounds.
Yeah, they were rubber bullets, so,
I mean, if you get shot in the eye with a rubber bullet, you could still just die.
So SSDs, any further information about that?
They're great. Get them. Get a bunch of them. Have one smallish one for your... Oh, toolbox. This must be important at some point. What is this? Drums. Start a fire in a drum to keep animals and red shadows away, effectively creating a safe zone. Camping outside can cause you to catch cold or the chills. Huh. So I guess, like, if we get in a bad situation, we could go to this place. Or wherever else we see a barrel. That's interesting. That'll probably be more relevant later. Right, I like to have like a smallish SSD, like half a terabyte or a terabyte just for my operating system and a few programs. Because, you know, the operating system's pretty important and you're gonna be using it for a lot of years probably. And so that's not the kind of thing you'd want to replace every 3 or 4 years. So, you know, just get a smallish one for your operating system so that your boot times are great and just every little core thing is really fast. Then I'd have one SSD for your games, maybe have one for just plain storage if you want, because an SSD is really great if you just want storage that you almost never reach. Oh, a great thing that I just started doing, part of the reason why I got a new SSD, by the way. Oh, I can't climb that?
Lame.
Oh, that seems weird. Is there no climbing animation? Is that why? High quality bead. Well, that's kind of cool, I guess. What is... Oh, the glowy thing over there is the tires. We still haven't, like, figured out how that works yet, have we?
I'm assuming it's just going to be fast travel eventually, but...
I would assume it is. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of it, but Little Strange hasn't activated yet, you know?
So, when it comes to installing it for the first time, I only have the one SSD, and I have my current hard drive.
How big's your SSD?
Would you recommend... I don't remember. I bought it like a year ago, and I just never installed it because I was afraid of installing it. So, should I just put the operating system on there, or should I also put some of my files on there that I have for like editing projects or videos? Or should I leave those on the regular hard drive?
If your SSD is big enough that you feel comfortable with putting footage on there that you're editing with, then I highly recommend that. So that's the main reason why I just got this 4 terabyte SSD, actually, is that I was editing an Oblivion challenge, the first one, actually, that I'm doing. Hold on, what location do we want to pick next? Hanging out with the MDB crew, everybody!
There's something up at the north. There's also the
Ooh.
swamp there, I guess.
Oh, well, we gotta check out the swamp. That's gotta be cool, right? All right, so... Right, the footage. The reason I want to do that is because the footage is really big, a lot bigger than the footage I normally have for Pokemon games, because, you know, the Pokemon games aren't quite as fully 3D as Oblivion, at least the old Pokemon games that I play. So the footage is a lot bigger, and it was starting to chug a lot in Premiere. And I was like, you know what? The bottleneck is definitely the hard drive's disk speed. The hard drive I had the footage on is like the fastest hard drive I could find, but it's still only as fast as a disk can spin, you know? So I moved some of the footage just to test it to the new SSD. I told Premiere, like, hey, use the footage on this new SSD. And I put, you know how Premiere makes like what's it called? Scratch disk file. It has like cache files for it to refer back to. I put that on an SSD as well. I was running the footage at double speed with no hiccups in the timeline. It was glorious. I can't believe I did it without that all these years.
So, in order to get that, do you install Premiere on the SSD or leave it on the hard drive?
Installing Premiere on the SSD would probably speed it up, but the thing that would speed it up the most is having the footage and the cache files on the SSD.
Okay.
Anything on an SSD, anytime the hard drive needs to spin up and find a certain file to do a thing, the SSD is gonna do it exponentially faster. So basically, is that an oil drilling platform?
It looks like it, yeah.
It really does.
There's also a red tree off to the right, if you see.
Oh! We gotta get up to that. Hold on, is it like the kind of red tree we're thinking of? I gotta let the textures load in, you know?
Yeah.
Those might
Maybe
just
this will
be
become
leaves.
important later.
Yeah, let's remember this. How much you want to bet there's gonna be like
That
a red
is
tree?
crimson right there.
There's also a lot of enemies around here.
Probably
Whoa!
fish. Oh, or alligators. Okay.
That was an abrupt sound effect. You think I can take it?
Good luck.
I'm picking a fight with it.
Deadly Premonition 2 challenge. Can I punch out an alligator?
I got it?
Yeah, there's one to your
Okay.
right, though. Did you see on the map, there's a little dot.
Oh, yeah. That one. Okay, can I not get it? Oh, I can't go in the water. Hey, yeah! Jesus! The fucking speed of that guy. Did you see that? Oh my god.
Hauling ass at you.
Yeah, alligator skull, though. That's pretty cool.
So you'd want to kill them out on land instead of in the water, so you can
Let's
actually
piss
loot
them
them.
off. Ah!
Oh my god.
They really come at you fast. Do you think I'm making my money back on using these rounds?
On Mr. Alligator, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think like the bullets I'm using are less valuable than the actual fight or the loot? Because if the loot's more valuable, then it's a good exchange.
Yeah, I'd say with the loot, you don't know when you're going to be able to make use of them, so...
That's true. God, that sound effect of them coming out of the water is just deafening.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm backing off a little bit.
To quickly summarize the SSD thing with Premiere, keep the footage on the SSD.
That would speed up the most.
Gotcha.
And if you also move your media cache files to the SSD, that would also probably speed it up quite a bit. Rendering probably won't get sped up at all. I wouldn't think, at least. Rendering is actually quite easy on the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the more things you have on a single hard drive getting access at the same time, the more it's going to slow down everything on that hard drive. Whereas on an SSD, it's so much faster that having a lot of things piled on the SSD and one SSD doing a lot of tasks at the same time, it can actually juggle that pretty well. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have multiple SSDs for different things. You know, if that's within a price range, then it's a smart idea. Just because if one were to ever die, you don't want to lose everything. But then again, if you have everything on one hard drive, you wouldn't want that to just keel over either. And unfortunately, that's always a risk with any hard drive or any SSD.
Gotcha.
Okay, there's gotta be some cool loot here, right? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of things. Okay. I hope that the people watching who don't know so much about computers are finding this educational and useful, by the way.
I know I am. I don't know much about it.
Oh, you can climb this, though. Huh. Well,
Sploosh.
so deafening. I guess that confirms they do not have a climbing animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Deadly Premonition 1 had a climbing animation. Huh. You think this is like for a quest later?
Yeah, this might be important later.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Nothing? Don't think so.
Nada.
Okay. Okay, well, it was worth checking. We found an alligator place. How about we hit up the voodoo shop today, and maybe we finally have enough loot to make a charm and upgrade our combat skills before our... We've never really had an Otherworld segment. I assume they're still in the game. So we should probably be prepared for that.
I have another question about SSDs real quick.
Yes, ask any computer question you want, and I'm sure someone will find it useful.
When it comes to using the Game Capture HD, the Elgato Game Capture HD, capture cards, do I install that program on the old hard drive or on the SSD in order to make it more stable, more reliable? Or is that dependent on the computer's processing power?
I don't think it
Slash.
matters where you install that. I think what would matter more is just the directory that you're recording to. If you recorded it directly to an SSD, then not only would it have an easier time if the frame rate is like super high, or if you're doing like super, super big footage. Like say you want to record something in above 60 frames per second, or in a resolution above 1080p. Then it might be a good idea to record it directly to an SSD, just in case of those little hiccups. You know how I've complained a bit before about I'll go to record something, and I'll lose the first couple seconds because it'll hiccup trying to turn on the hard drive? Because, it takes a second for the disk to spin up. That won't happen with an SSD, it'll be instant. So you don't have to worry about those little technical bits of weirdness. Another nice thing is if you're recording to any drive, it's gonna take up some of its, I guess processing power isn't exactly the right word for it, but you know what I mean. It's taxing on whatever drive, because it's got to do something. A SSD will handle that way better than a hard drive will, and so, if you're playing games and recording to the same hard drive, maybe it'll have some issues with that. But if you're recording and playing games off the same SSD, it'll probably be just fine.
Gotcha.
I actually don't want to turn here. I want to go across the bridge.
Yeah, you want to cross the bridge.
I'm just kind of exploring town. I figure we need an episode like this eventually, right? We had some episodes exploring town early on in Deadly Premonition 1.
I guess it's good that we were talking about just the whole SSD thing, because
just
it gives
stuff.
us time. Those trees are growing impossibly, but
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they're kind of floating there. I wish there was a quick button for the map,
There's gonna be a
follow
a
this
pathway.
path?
Yeah. It'll be easy
I don't
to
know.
do anyway.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling this right here, these bushes might be just a wall.
I mean, they were earlier.
Well, this seems safe.
Yeah.
Also completely impossible. Now that we're actually exploring...
Oh my god, can you ramp that shit?
Oh shit, do you think I can? Hold on, what is this? Swamp tours. Okay, Monday to Thursday, today's Tuesday? Okay, so it's not open till 1 p.m. We don't have any cigarettes, do we? I think we ran clean out.
I assume we have to get it like a motorcycle to get up there. Oh.
Okay, that actually doesn't seem too hard. I barely had any speed and I got a completely unrealistic amount of height. Then again, that one time I hit the curb and went like 10 feet in the air, so... When in reality, I'd probably just go 30 feet forwards into a wall and break my neck.
Live to win.
Oh, okay.
That was even worse. Maybe accelerate while you're going off of it?
Maybe accelerate in the air. We have learned that seems to work. Okay, let's get a little bit of room here. Is that the cold storage right there? I think it might be.
We did get back around to the main island, so...
Oh, don't lose speed, don't lose speed. Do it. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I think we
Damn.
might. Maybe if we get like a voodoo charm for top speed, maybe that'll do it.
It's possible that the boxcar is there to prevent you from getting to that area for now.
Oh, hold on. This looks important. Come on, they're not gonna bother going through the detail of a fire escape if you can't use it, right? Oh, that looks mission important. It's got like a keycard reader, maybe? Is this on our map as a certain location?
I think this is the cold storage. Yeah.
This is the back of cold storage. Okay, that is totally gonna get used at some point.
If it isn't, at least it's a nice, I guess it looks nice.
I just thought of something.
What's
If
that?
this is by cold storage and there's gator walks or gator tours over there, do you think that Avery lives in this shack? He seems unwell. He seems like the kind of guy where he's just some kind of complete weirdo living on the fringes of the town.
And he lives nearby where he works.
Yeah. He's a little bit Brian the Insomniac, in that it's like something's not all there with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently maybe jumping that thing is the way through. Unless I can just go around it here. If I just like hug along here, do I see a path?
I think the path is literally behind that boxcar.
I think you might be right on that. I think it's a gate thing to keep us from going back there until we have the right story-based equipment or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need the right HM for that. Oh, that's totally what it is. Yeah. Can I, or is it just a wall? It's a wall. Hold on. Did they do the collision right? Damn. I think they did. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried when I do this that I'm gonna like clip out of the map and just die. Oh, come on! Fuck
Zach,
you.
this bush seems to be obstructing our path.
Louisiana iris stem. Huh. Okay. Where do we want to go next? We want to go to...
We haven't been to the church or
Yeah.
that park or that archway, I guess.
Yeah, let's hit up some of these areas in like the southeast of town.
We haven't been to that arch that's 710 away.
710 something's away!
Yeah, currently 630 away.
Where was the voodoo shop again?
It was Azuli Freda, which was off to your left a little bit, but it's
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the one 560 away. I don't know.
We'll make sure to hit those up on our, during the tour of the town, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I think the frame rate might be getting very slightly more stable. Did it get patched, maybe?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not great, but... Okay, usually when you close the front door of your church, you don't rope it off as well, but...
Unless this is the front.
Nice parking spot. Can we go in? Hey! Oh, hey, the lighting in here is actually really good. Toolbox. Oh, so what you're saying is there's gonna be a fight in here one day.
Fight with the demons in a church. That checks out.
Interesting. Wait, is this also the clinic?
Hmm.
You know what? In an old-timey town, that kind of makes sense. That's a real old-timey thing of the church being in charge of, like, medical needs of a small town because they're the literate people.
Mm-hmm.
That or the carpenter. The carpenter would also sometimes be the town surgeon. Because, look, if you got no one who can do it, at least the carpenter has tools.
How pitiful. Are you lost, little lamb?
Why do you need to condescend to me when I come to your church?
Because you kind of walked up on the altar.
Fair. Guidance from the Lord!
I was going to say the LORD, whatever that stands for.
How pitiful.
Okay,
May the
well-
Lord...
Well, he doesn't
The
want to
Lord.
say anything interesting.
May the Lord.
These are not real people. These are simply NPCs unable to be talked to. No one's playing that.
Yeah, whenever I was gonna call it a gramophone. I don't know if that's the right one though.
That might be a church organ. I see pipes going up there. Probably a church
No, I was gonna say
organ.
whenever the device that plays sound was invented, it kind of made the organ, put the organ player out of a job.
Oh, do you mean like something that records and replays music?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a joke about how it was just playing music over the speakers in the church rather than having an actual person play live music.
Yeah. First audio recording would have been on like wax cylinders, I think, for like gramophones or something. I think the first audio recordings that are in any way like, something you could like travel with, would be like 1880s, I want to say. So like turn of the century. When you think of like the song The Entertainer, do you know that song?
Do 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 do
That
do
one.
do 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 do.
One of the greatest songs ever. And you think of like the old-timey like silent films with a record, like with the film grain and the top hat gentleman in black and white riding giant bicycles and stuff. Turn of the century. Yeah, that was like 120-ish years ago. Although that would have been invented, like, audio recordings, I think, were roughly 140 years ago, but it also wouldn't surprise me if there's another older version of audio recording that I am simply not aware of.
It's behind you. Is it the phonograph I'm thinking of?
I might be. I'm a little sketchy on some of those things. What year was the telephone? The telephone was like turn of the century as well. Ooh.
Hello.
Oh, it's another burning barrel. Okay.
Time to light an oil drum in the middle of a park.
What is this?
Looks like a molehill.
It does. But are you sure it's not
Patty,
a mountain?
are you okay?
Yeah, she's just indulging us, She's like, okay, I'll play pretend like he's freezing time.
I want to believe that molehill was a big deal, but I think it's just kind of a small one.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't know bees were a thing. It's got combat music. Oh, I'm gonna go to the cemetery.
Ramp off the curb.
I think they left me alone. What the fuck? Is that mist? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, where's the gate? Okay. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh,
Whoa.
man. All right. Would you believe it if I said that it's already been a half an hour?
No, but let's end the episode anyway.
That went by so fast. On the next episode, everybody, more exploring the town and going to the spooky graveyard. Until next time, have a nice day.
Spooky, scary York.